You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part by SiouxEmpireJobs.com. New year, new career. Get in that Facebook group, find something good, get yourself a better job. If you're looking for people, post it in there. Maybe you'll find some better people. It's all there. SiouxEmpireJobs.com. How you doing, Dan?
Hey, happy Friday in your little small faces.
Happy Friday.
Here we go again. The weather's warmed up a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. Not as brutal as it was.
Suntanning today.
Yeah. All right. There we go. You know, my good friend Alfonso D'Abruzzo has a birthday today.
Very nice.
Yeah. You know him as Ellen Alda. Hawkeye.
There you go.
Hawkeye Pierce. 86.
His real name is Alfonso?
It is. Alfonso.
I would never have guessed that.
D'Abruzzo.
Huh.
He's Irish.
Nice.
86. 86.
Oh, wow.
Holy smokes.
I like his voice. He's got a good voice.
Yeah, he's always had just kind of a fun presence.
Yeah,
about
he
him.
seems like a neat fella.
Let's see. Frodo Baggins is 41 today.
Frodo Baggins. That sounds like a dog treat.
It kind of does, doesn't it? Elijah Wood from Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
Elijah Wood, he played Frodo Baggins.
Okay.
So is Frodo Baggins having a birthday or Elijah
Little
Wood?
Hobbit. Well, I equate the two together.
So how old is Frodo?
A lot older.
Okay.
A lot older.
That's why it sounded like a dog.
Elijah Wood, 41. He's from Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Is
in case
he
you didn't
really?
know.
I did not know that.
So he's sort of a
He looked
homeboy.
familiar.
I did not know that.
Yeah, well, there you go. Now, Heidi,
Yes.
if you had to pick one or the other, would you prefer
pick one.
In Sync or Backstreet Boys?
Oh.
More options, please.
Probably in sync.
Probably In Sync. Okay.
I didn't really like either of them.
Heidi's an
What?
80s girl. Yeah, she's too old for that.
90s. That was 90s little girl stuff.
It's like 90s never happened.
Yeah, she's more of a New Kids on the Block kind of girl.
All right. Well,
Poison kind of girl.
Yeah.
Nick Carter from Backstreet Boys is 42.
Okay.
And Joey Fatone from In Sync is 45.
I did like Joey Fatone from Impractical Jokers. He was on
He opened
Impractical
a
Jokers.
wiener stand.
Yeah, he was on Impractical Jokers from time to time. He was a funny guy.
So, yes, actually he is. He's got a great personality.
Yes.
So there you go. Two boy band stars blowing out the birthday candles today. Let's see. What do we got here in history? But it was 1985, the charity single. This was huge. We Are the World.
Oh, that was huge.
It was recorded this day by supergroup USA for Africa.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Bruce Springsteen, pretty much everyone else who had a video on MTV that year. In that recording. They recorded it at Kenny Rogers' joint, which we argued about a year ago, John.
Yeah, 'cause I remember I thought you said Kenny Loggins.
You refused to believe it was Kenny at Kenny
I believe you.
Rogers' place.
I believe, yes.
Well, you didn't until you searched it.
Well, I did search it
I
because
know you did. Because
Come on, you
didn't
two.
I
Believe
Googled
me.
it.
Come on, you two.
it's true. And didn't you also tell me that Eddie Murphy was supposed to be there and he skipped it to go sing his own song?
Yes.
Super freak. No, it wasn't that. What did he sing?
Party all the
Party
time.
all the time, yeah.
But Rick James was producing.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking.
Super Freak.
So you think he skipped out on one of the biggest songs in the world?
I don't know what to tell you, John. I think Eddie did just fine.
I don't think he understood the question. He's like, what am I doing? No, I'm doing my own thing.
Okay. 1887. It must be true because I found it on the internet. This is just nuts. This day, 1887, snowstorm blew through Fort Keogh, Montana. The reason I bring this up is it was recorded and reported that it was the largest snowflakes ever seen by mankind.
Oh, wow. How big were they?
Snowflakes measured 15 inches wide,
Holy cow.
8 inches thick.
Holy, that would like
I
break a
would
car.
have loved to have seen
Isn't
that.
that's nuts.
The 1800s?
It was 1887.
I think they were just drunk. There's no way.
Well, the meteorology sciences probably weren't as haphazard as they are now, but but yeah, 15 inches wide, 8 inches thick. That's exactly what the report said. I have no way
They
to
probably
verify
hadn't
this, but
quite yet figured out how to measure in inches yet. They were measuring in centimeters.
well, they immediately burned 3 or 4 people for witchcraft. So that's how we rolled back then, and darn it. I miss those days.
Or as Dan calls them, the good old days.
The good old days. And it was this day in 1932. So this little spiff has been around for a while. 1932, the very first U.S. State Unemployment Insurance Act fires up in the great state of Wisconsin. And that's pretty much how we got the phrase government cheese.
That comes from Wisconsin, I guess. It does make sense.
Yeah, I just connect those little dots. All right. I know, you know, we all know. We just forge ahead here.
Going to do that. It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
Aloha! Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? GMDvacations.com is a family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Kauai, Hawaii. Your family will absolutely love the area, and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can have your own area at a vacation rental from GMDvacations.com? Visit Hawaii with us and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. On Facebook and Instagram, online at GMDvacations.com.
Time now for a bright spot of news, brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. They'll brighten any room with a beautiful light fixture. We're going to brighten your day right now with something really fun. We've got Hairball in Sioux Falls tonight. I've got Dave joining me on the line. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How's everybody doing in Sioux Falls?
We are doing fantastic as well, and we're going to be even better tonight when you guys take the stage at the Sanford Sports Complex is where you're going to be performing, and I'm going to give folks information on how to get tickets. But first of all, let's talk about Hairball. For somebody that's never heard of you guys, first of all, they must be living under a rock, but let's explain to people what Hairball is for the Hairball experience.
Well, it is a celebration, a bombastic rock and roll celebration of the biggest characters in rock and roll from the 70s and 80s. And at any point in time, it's the biggest rock and roll smorgasbord that you can think of. Meaning that, let's say that 1 minute you see Paul Stanley up there, and then 3 songs later you see David Lee Roth up there, and then 3 songs later you'll see Dee Snider up there, and then 2 or 3 songs later, you'll see Alice Cooper up there. Or, you know, if you don't like what you're watching, stick around. The show changes. We got something for everybody there that night.
And it's amazing how spot on the lead singers are when they come out there. And again, I know each of them are a tribute to these artists, but when they come out, it does feel like you're watching that artist, doesn't it?
Yeah, the intent is for the costumes, the mannerisms, the tonality of the vocals. Every part of it is about bringing that character to life right in front of you, and kind of losing yourself in the moment and living in the spirit world of that character. But the costuming and everything is 100% authentic. You can't tell the difference, and it's just an amazing production that these guys have put together.
And I've seen Hairball perform over the last probably 10 or 15 years, I don't know, at least a dozen times. Every single show is a little bit different, and every single show is amazing. So you guys, you keep it fresh, even though, you know, I've seen you a bunch of times. I'll be there again tonight to check it out again.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is something that, you know, it's like going to the circus every year. You got to go see that, you know.
Yeah.
You got to go get your cotton candy and see the freak show. That's what we bring to town every year. And we're gonna do it again this year, and we cannot wait to see everybody.
So how long have you been involved with the band Hairball?
I've been in the band about 9 months, maybe 10 now, and I can tell you right now, we're just having an absolute blast. The band's on fire. We're just touring around the country, preaching the rock and roll gospel to the masses, and making sure that everybody gets their dose of rock and roll religion. And we have a great time doing it. So
can we talk about which role you play in the band Hairball?
Sure. You know, I wear more makeup than your mommy and and any girl that you ever dated, and I take it very seriously. So I do the Alice Cooper. I'll do Dee Snider. I'll do Gene Simmons. Let's see here. Who else do I do? Kevin Dubrow of Quiet Riot. I do about 6 or 7 characters. AC/DC, Brian Johnson of AC/DC. And, there's others in there too, but, those are the characters that I focus on.
You do an amazing job. And we recently, during the Sioux Empire Fair, we had friends from like 7 different states come and stay with us specifically for Hairball. We said, hey, come and join us. You got to see this band. So we had people from Texas, from Florida, from Georgia, from Michigan, and we took them to that show, and they were absolutely amazed as well. And the one guy said, what do they have, like 7 lead singers? I said, I think it's 3. Am I right? Is it 3?
It is 3. It's 3 singers, and Joe and Chris are just ridiculously talented. I mean, they're just amazing singers. I don't know what else to say. I mean, and they're the way that they deliver the characters is just over the top and fantastic. And I got to give it up to the band too. Everybody knows Happy. I don't have to say anything about that. Happy's just fantastic guitar player, and Billy and HBK. I mean, just amazing. It's just an amazing band.
It really is. And I can only imagine the turnaround time between your sets. When you get off stage, you must be getting back there and getting changed like in a big hurry. You don't have a lot of time to mess around, do you?
No, we're like a bunch of girls at the mall changing clothes back there. I mean, you just throwing clothes here, throwing clothes there. We're throwing on makeup. It looks like the mall back in the 80s, But, like I said, our intention when we get up on stage is, you're going to see more pyro than most cities' 4th of July celebration. You're going to get your eyes burned out of your head. Your brains are going to be blown out by the sound. And we're going to leave you sticky, broken, confused. That's what we do. That's our rock and roll show.
And we love it, and we keep coming back for more. Dave, thank you for your time today, sir.
Oh, it is a pleasure. We cannot wait to see everybody. Everybody come out and let's testify to the greatness and the glory of rock and roll. We'll see you tonight.
Again, it's tonight at 7 p.m. at the Sanford Pentagon in Sioux Falls. I've got all the information at facebook.com/Sunny Radio.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. This is a great quote from Wayne Gretzky and from Michael Scott. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and it's free. Take a shot. We may be able to save you money each and every month. We'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting. Yeah.
It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. What do you find interesting on this Friday?
Well, I think it's kind of fascinating, just real estate and population and all the movement that has happened around the country in the past couple of years, and tripped over some stats here. And we'll start out with, and I think the report came out just a few weeks ago, that Sioux Falls is now jumped over that 200,000 mark as far as population.
Oh, yeah.
You think that's not a big deal if you haven't been around that long. For instance, I moved here in 1987.
There were only 18 people in town.
There were, but we were quality people. We were still settlers in 1987. But no, the population since I have been here has just about doubled.
Yeah.
We were just about approaching about 100,000 when I moved here.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's grown huge. Now, about 20 years ago, Sioux Falls ranked 198th largest city in the U.S.
Yeah.
We are now about 138.
Whoa.
Moving
It's a big
on
jump.
up.
That is quite a jump. So consider this. Over the past year or so, real estate's just been crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, trying to find out. You guys went through it when you were helping your daughter.
Yes.
find
Oh,
a
yeah.
house. It was just nuts.
It was kind of like, remember, if you ever watched that TV show, American Gladiator, it was kind of like that. But it was a little bloodier. It's not good.
Now, consider this for as percentile in the last 20 years, Sioux Falls has grown 47%.
Wow.
Yet almost doubled. But listen to this, with the craziness that real estate was, residential housing over the past year and a half in Sioux Falls, this is what's going on in Seattle, Washington right now.
Oh, what's going on?
Housing market forcing many Seattle area home buyers to pay substantially over list.
Right.
When there is an open house, the lines form around the block, especially on the east side. There is literally no inventory. When a house comes on the market,
Yep.
offers are flying in.
This is in Seattle?
Yes, and a deal is done within 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
I don't understand. What's the is that like people leaving Portland, or what's going on there?
Seattle, no, it's a matter of, it's a big tech area.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you go over to the east side, which would be equivalent when you get into socioeconomics, probably like the south side of Sioux Falls is now.
Yeah.
But listen to this, because we heard reports the past year or so in Sioux Falls where people are paying $5,000 or $10,000 or even $20,000 over the ask.
Right.
I've seen 20 to 30, yeah.
Check this out. Kendra Todd, who happens to be a realtor in Seattle, with the Kendra Todd Group under Keller Williams, says it's been really common the past few months on the east side for people to be upping over list $300,000, $4,000, even $500,000 over the list price.
My gosh.
Wow.
She recently sold a home for a little north of $1 million over
gosh.
the list.
Over
At
the
that
list
point,
price.
you're still
Over
better off to
list.
just rent. That's insane.
Yeah.
They're going to be so upside down on those houses.
And that's in Seattle. That's not in Sioux Falls.
Right.
All right. I just want to, in case somebody
Seattle.
tuned in late, I want to make sure they understand they're not paying $1 million over list on the east side in Sioux Falls, just so you know.
Whoa.
With Seattle.
His house in Bellevue recently, just right outside of Seattle, listed for $1.5 million, sold for $2.4 million, around $900,000 over the ask.
Gosh.
Nice.
Yeah, so we thought Sioux Falls was a little crazy. Well, it can be crazier.
I'm glad our daughter wasn't looking for a house there. That would have been even worse.
There's your proof. Yeah, and according to the realtors in the area, they're just going, there's nothing normal about this.
No.
It's the most unbalanced market ever, and they're saying it's a crisis of housing inventory in the area.
Yeah.
So
It's a crisis all the way around. For the buyers, they're so upside down
I
on
bet
those
those sellers
homes.
don't see the
you would
crisis.
think,
in
well,
that.
they say some of them at those price ranges, when you think about it, they go, yeah, some of these buyers are just paying cash.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. They're just
Well,
looking for
they
some
have
place to live.
because there's no way they're getting a mortgage when it's
Yeah, whole
double
different
what it's
lifestyle,
worth.
I think, when you're kind of playing in that arena, I guess. But
Now, here's the thing, and I've talked to our realtor that we have here on Sunny Radio, Mr. Brent Baker.
Brent.
love
Baker.
Brent.
Yeah, I was talking to him about this. I was like, so, boy, you guys probably have a lot of people listing your homes. Because in the spring of last year, and I got a feeling it's coming again this spring, people were getting 20, 30, 40,000 over asking price.
Correct.
And he said, well, the thing that's interesting, John, is you have to move somewhere when you do that. So, if you do that, where are you going to go, right?
Yeah.
So if, again, if you're in the position to say, hey, I can list my house and sell it,
This is the
reach
time
out
to
to
do
Brent.
it.
He'll certainly
You
help
bet.
you do that. But that
Clients
is
First Group, Brent Baker.
great people. Very
That's
great
who
people.
I purchased my last property through. And we had a blast, man. He did a great job.
Awesome guy.
Well, Dan, thank you for the report, sir.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
I also
Also
found it
that interesting.
And one other thing, I want to mention it now because it's tonight. Hairball in Sioux Falls. And we had
love
some
Hairball.
tickets. We gave some tickets away on Wednesday, gave some more tickets away yesterday, gave away some more tickets today. So if you signed up for Hairball, check your email and see if it's you. I don't have the list in front of me here, but check your email. I emailed everybody who won. And again, that is happening tonight. And sadly, I have to miss it. I was thinking I was going to go to it. Then I realized tonight is the funniest comic in Sioux Falls competition thing, whatever that is that I'm in.
What, you're slinging drinks? What are you doing?
No, I'm one of the comics. Oh, Dan.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so if you want to come to that, that's in T. So the funniest comic in Sioux Falls will be announced in T.
Because, of course, where else would it be?
All the details at Sunny Radio on Facebook. Dan, thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it. Have a kick-butt weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
In the U.S., there are 5 credit cards for every man, woman, and child. That's a lot of credit cards. And sadly, many of those are not great cards. At BetterCreditCards.com, our mission is to help you get a better credit card. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer points and perks. Other cards designed to help you build your credit. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Friday, January 28th, 2022. The slide continued on Wall Street Thursday with the major indices reversing early gains and posting losses for the day. The move was driven by better than expected GDP numbers early in the session, but fear of rising inflation capped the gains and caused late day selling. As good as the GDP figures were, they are rear-looking and ultimately underpin the need for aggressive FOMC rate hikes. The S&P finished the session near the lows of the day, and they're poised to move lower should the PCE price index come in hot today. Next week brings another round of earnings, the busiest of the reporting season so far, and the monthly read of the NFP data. The NFP should show another substantial increase in employment, a downtick in unemployment, and rising wages, which also points to the need for a rate hike from the FOMC. The market is still expecting a single hike in March, but there is a risk of 2 or more hikes with inflation running as hot as it is. You can get the inside track in your inbox at marketbeatminute.com.